Let's see what to hit first here. I think we got to go with the great news that we got just yesterday about the Ethereum strategic reserve chart, which we really took notice of just a couple weeks ago when Richard Hart retweeted or reposted or took a screenshot anyway of that ETH strategic reserve, which I always forget the guy that kind of mans that up. I'm sure we're going to see his name in one of the posts I sent you here in a moment. But he updates that, and yeah, there it is. So that's the announcement of what we're going to get to. I know that it's I don't know why I should definitely know this, but is Coinbase still number one on it or no?
No,
who's number one on it?
Yeah, you've got the Ethereum Foundation is number one.
Yeah, just the Ethereum. That's what I thought. Okay, just the Ethereum Foundation. So, yeah, we've had like the Ethereum Foundation, Coinbase, the top couple, and then some other entities for this Ethereum Strategic Reserve. So, a couple of weeks ago, if you weren't here for this, Richard posted this and said, "Hey, I think you guys are missing one," and that, as usual, caused a bunch of people within this community to hit this guy up. I'm sorry, I always forget his name. Fabda, yeah. He's Fabda. So a lot of people hit him up, not necessarily in a mean way. They were just like, hey, don't forget about the PulseChain Sacrifice Fund. We have a lot of money in there as well. We would actually be number 2 and above Coinbase if we were added to it. And I 100%, and I'd like to know your thoughts, Ewok, but I 100% thought that this was another thing that would fall by the wayside. And even though people made, their thoughts known to Fabda, and he said he was going to look into it. I mean, to his credit, he was never like a prick about this or anything. Like, he was totally open to it. It was like, wow, you guys are loud. Okay, like, let me look into this. And, maybe as soon as next week we could get this done. I thought it would fall by the wayside. I thought that it would be an afterthought that would eventually kind of be gatekept just like everything else. But we see the announcement yesterday in this tweet post right here from Fabda that they have officially added it. He said the strategic ETH reserve learned 2 things today. The PulseChain community is loud, loyal, and proud. PulseChain is very ETH aligned, holding a massive ETH reserve. Welcome to the SER, PulseChain. You're now inextricably tied to ETH success. So very cool that this was added on. I'm honestly stunned. I'm kind of surprised it's also just called PulseChain SAC. I thought that was kind of funny too. But yeah, just the fact that this happened, I honestly am shocked. I did not think they would go here, but this is a big thing. I mean, like, advertising wise, to show on a leaderboard like this that PulseChain is above Coinbase and barely in second place, just to show you how much this ecosystem holds. Yeah. What do you make of this? How big of a piece of news is this?
It's big. I don't know how big. This guy only has 11,000 followers. I don't know what kind of, I believe this is his own site. Like, I don't really think this has anything to do with Ethereum, or the
I think you're right. Yeah.
Upper echelon folks. I don't think the Ethereum Foundation, something like, none of those people did this. So this is his own work. Either way, it's very positive, and he had no reason to. I don't think anybody's going to come at him and say you really shouldn't list them. He's going to be like, it's my site. I'll do what I want.
True.
These people are showing me a lot of love. They're very resilient. They're very loud. He even said it. They're loud, loyal, and proud. So he had no reason not to. But how many people are going to see this? Well, he's been pretty active lately on X, so I've seen it over and over. I know our community, it's kind of fallen into that now, where the algorithm's picking it up. And I don't know how many other, larger entities are on there. I'm trying to find a screenshot of it, because every time I try to open the website, it tells me that I'm not allowed for some reason. So I was hoping to see a screenshot of it, and I don't see it right now. But
I know there's another post of the leaderboard. I thought maybe I sent you that one, but yeah,
I thought so too, and now I don't see it anywhere. But either way,
find it.
Yeah, I think it's, again, I think it's good. I think it lets people know that there is a large amount of ETH. Richard or the OA or whoever owns it, whatever trust in whatever country owns this bag. But let's not forget there's probably twice to three times as much sitting in other wallets from the OA, or not from the OA, but from the AA, from the adoption amplifier.
Right.
We also know that the Godwill has a couple 100,000 ETH still. He was a Genesis whale. And I think he still has 200,000 or 300,000 ETH left. So there are many entities with roughly 1 million. There are rumors that there were about 1 million ETH that were collected from the adoption amplifier that are spread amongst wallets. I don't think it was quite 1 million, but let's say even half of that, even if it was 500,000, that does not include this 100,000, doesn't include Godwill's couple 100,000. So roughly we do have about a million ETH out there that are held by people that like to buy Richard Heart things. So just knowing that in general, I don't know how you can't be bullish on any of this. So super positive, great thing. And, people are sharing the hell out of it. So it's definitely catching eyes. I've seen other people state, wow, I didn't realize he had that much. Well, you probably don't realize how much Bitcoin he has either. And there's only a few people that claim to know, the number 300,000 Bitcoin has been thrown out there many times. And, obviously it wasn't denied, wasn't admitted either, but there are quite a few Bitcoin out there that are held in some wallets as well that like to buy these assets as well. So yeah,
I just sent you the one you initially sent me, Hexo's post. He actually had the leaderboard up there, so that should show.
Yeah, let me pull that up
list.
then.
Yeah, there's like a list of 15 or something like that on there. So
yeah, let's take a look at that.
I didn't realize he only had 11K followers, but he's doing something. It's cool. I mean, RH is the one that reposted his chart. So, he thought it was an important thing. So,
well, he did. And he's the one that said, hey, I think you missed somebody. And he's the one that started that. So had he not, I don't know if people would have gone out of their way. They may have, again, who knows whether it would have come to light had Richard not said something himself. It's not something to say, hey, let's broadcast this wallet that doesn't belong to me, but just a weird scenario. But because he said, hey, I think you're missing somebody, I think that was enough for everyone to kind of jump on it and push the issue to say, yeah, list it. Here's all the wallets, guys. And Gerardo put that site out, look into rh.com, that has the whole tracking of all of the buys and everything like that. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
So there you see it, Ethereum Foundation #1, but only has, but 100,000 more ETH than the PulseChain SAC. And then the PulseChain SAC has about 30,000 more than Coinbase, which is next in line. After that is the Golem Foundation. And then there's a pretty big drop off after that down to Gnosis DAO. After that, it's pretty US government. But yeah, you see a pretty big drop. It's just crazy to see that. To see rankings like this and to see PulseChain up that high. Richard has been banging on about this thing, like how much he wants Ethereum to do well, how invested in it he is. And, he's been kind of rooting for it and trying to strong arm Vitalik, for months into some kind of action of some sort. And then you see something like this and it's like, well, yeah, this is why. Not only, it's not like just, because I hold it, I want the price to go up, but it's also like, I've believed in this for such a long time, copy the system state onto a whole other chain. And obviously you see why the guy is so passionate about it. So I think it's great advertising. And I think this will probably be pushed even more as time goes on,
Yeah. The one thing to add about this, which, it could be more, it could be less. I did look up what the asterisk meant beside Coinbase's, and it said it was self-reported. So because they're a central. Well, it could be. It very well could be. It could be a little bit more. It could be a little bit less. We don't know.
Yeah.
because it's a centralized exchange, and they have probably several wallets that they aren't divulging. This is the self-reported number. The same for the Gnosis DAO as well. I forget what the 2 asterisks mean by the government, whether it was.
Well, they're definitely lying.
Well, no, those are all confiscated pretty much.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So I think, but I don't know what but I do know that the 1 asterisk means that it was self-reported. So you've got 3 of those. Ethereum Name Service is also a DAO that's self-reporting that as well. But again, I don't know what the two asterisks mean.
Okay.
Either way,
regardless,
it's still a big number.
It is, yeah. Very good stuff. Legend of Light, thank you for the super chat. Keep up the great work, guys. 1 million ether out there in the ether. Whoa, yeah, you are correct. A lot is out there. So, hey, man, we really appreciate it, man or woman, whoever you are. But thank you very much, Legend of Light, for watching the show. We appreciate that very much. Hello, Destroyer. And, yeah, any final thoughts on the SUR, Strategic Ethereum Reserve?
No.
Okay.
No, that's like I said, it's a good thing. I think it's good to just get it out there. People should be retweeting this and help that guy get some more followers. I don't think it could do any harm by having it. Plus, when you open the site up, the PulseChain sacrifice, when you click on it, it goes right to pulsechain.com. So again, it's good advertising.
Very, yeah, I love it. Very, very good.